Metal per the course. And I need to bring up the chat myself. Not that I think anybody's watching quite yet, but for when they start doing. I need to start bringing up things again early. Having the things up half an hour early with a countdown, maybe some music or whatever. I was doing that for a while. Let's see. And I got to do something about the Discord because Discord does not want to connect. So for the chat, although I'm not going to do that right now, I got to do that for tomorrow. Let's see. I need to share this out. Make sure everybody knows we're here. Not that I think most people will because, we're usually here. It is definitely not the same character. And actually, we did look into that a year or so ago or whenever the last time I did this character. And Frogger is, well, they may trademark the one that they got or copyright the one they got, but the word Frogger was around beforehand. So I'm... Yeah. Which I have no idea what that is. Yeah. Well, I thought that might be it, but... Also, there was something else. I think it was Raggedy or Flit that looked it up, and I forget exactly what it was. But, that was like over a year ago. Oh, can we bear? Oh, I know why you can barely hear. I forgot to put my desktop audio back on. Sorry about that, people.
Rick, what are we going to do with you?
I don't know. Hey, as soon as somebody says something they can barely hear you, I check it, right? So at least I just don't ignore it and pretend, yeah, it's all in your mind.
As if you remember what the problem is.
Well, I first checked, whatchamacallit.
I'm just going back to Saturday.
Oh, no.
On Saturday, you thought the big problem was your door was open and the TV could be heard and the TV needed to be turned down.
Yeah.
Your desktop audio was off and nobody could hear anybody else.
Well, everybody said they were hearing the TV. That's why I thought that was the problem. So I solved that problem, and then as soon as I think it wasn't probably at first I I'm not sure whether I checked it or not, but I thought at first it was somebody in the chat's problem, and then I checked it out and found out, oops, I'm wrong. Metal Timothy says the Metal, aka the Mad Dabber. He says, "Yeah, Metal, cut him some slack." Timothy then says, "Oops, Rick, big oops."
Can't cut Rick slack. He'll hang himself with it.
Yeah, well, you could cut me some slacks.
No.
Not that I need them.
It's Bermuda shorts only from now on.
Is that the short of it?
I guess. Short and easy.
Yeah, Rick. Yeah, what? Timothy? Short and easy? Be proud of what metal makes you do. I'll think about it.
Well, somebody's got to. I know I'm not.
You're not proud of what you make me do?
Nope.
Then again, can you make me do anything?
If I walk up to Canada and tie you down, probably. From where I am, no.
Then it only depends on what you want me to do. If you tie me down, I might not be able to do it.
Depends. I could tie you down in some way, like your hands to poles, and then I can just like puppeteer you.
Well, then you'd have to puppeteer my legs too, possibly.
Possibly. I don't know what lengths I'm willing to go to.
Timothy says, now this is getting weird. You started it, Timothy.
Well, I'm here, so it's always weird. I'm a weird guy.
Yeah, me too, so. But he's the one that's saying be proud of what you make me do, so, he started this line of thinking. Okay, so I think we've gotten past the weird part, at least for now. Or a weird part. I don't know what weird stuff we'll get into next, but, this could be a kinky bunch. He has never heard of Aqua Teen Hunger Force or Space Ghost Coast to Coast. I've heard of both. I think Space Ghost Coast to Coast I don't mind, but Aqua Teen Hunger Force, that's just stupid weird. Or worse.
I like both of those shows.
I refuse to watch Aqua Teen Hunger Force. A talking cup, other stuff. I forget offhand. I said I know I've seen it, but
It's Master Shake, as you mean by the talking cup, Meat Wad, and Frylock. Meat Wad was a meatball, and Frylock was a full pack of fries.
he says there was a line from an episode where they say, "Not whatever, forever. Be proud of what we make you do."
The number one in the hood, yo.
So,
Like, if there was one thing you absolutely wouldn't want to fight, what would it be?
Um,
Let me know so I can put it in the game.
okay, I'll be sure not to tell you. Or I'll tell you something that I would be afraid to fight. Then again, as my character, that could be different, so. Than me. My character's a little bit more powerful than me. So as him, I might not be quite afraid to fight some stuff. Then again, I'm not really. I don't know whether I back down from. I don't usually. I try and find my way out of a fight normally, but I can usually take care of myself if I get in one. I hope EVS does not have a lawsuit to file. Why? His is Cyber Frog. This is Frogger. Big difference. This guy has no cybernetics whatsoever. He is a mutated human being. Well, I guess technically Cyberfrog is too a little bit, but if you go by the Ashcan or whatever the thing, oh no, the first book. No cybernetics, then why would I even care a little of the creator of Battletoads? Does he even have a rodent mentor? No. My Frogger is a bad guy. He was a French chef that ate some or frog legs that sort of were treated by some sort of chemicals that ended up making him mutate. Although, I guess that's a little bit close to the Ninja Turtles were. The book when Shredder made the frogs, Bonafrog and all that, but they were frogs that
You know,
were.
it reminds me of, which is obviously referencing that type of stuff, is you haven't watched One Punch Man yet.
No.
You still need to watch One Punch Man. I don't want to ruin things for you.
Timothy says, "Oh, does he fight a hero who was bitten by a radioactive arachnid?" No. He ends up sort of fighting the Shield. Unfortunately, this guy went through a couple different looks. Bona Frog. Rasputin, Napoleon, whatever. I forget what Napoleon's last name.
Napoleon Bonaparte.
Yeah. Yeah, so instead of Bonaparte, Bonafrog. Although that doesn't sound much better.
Is he bona fide?
So, years ago when I created a character, I'm sure people I had him
He's bona fide. Yep, he's a suitor.
When I first created this character, this is the look that I had for him. And obviously, I did not have that mutated frog thing and all that, or mutated human with frog DNA. A bit, so. Obviously, I changed it. Although recently, I'm possibly taking something that looks similar to this, but I think I'm taking the tail off. So. So I just quickly thought I'd show you some advancements in the character. For anybody who's watching the stream.
I wasn't even paying attention. Hopping in, like, to look at the chat every so often to make sure not missing anything.
Yeah.
I should just bring the chat up on my phone. That might be better. I can just look down at that. Oh, convenient. I have a notification for Cross Comics going live on my phone. I can just click on that.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm also working on, like, 3 things at once.
Yeah. Yeah, trying to get ready for Saturday or future Saturdays.
Yes, I'm actually working on 2 completely different things involved with that. One of them might be a secret.
Timothy says, "God no!" I think that was to my original look for Frogger.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm glad I did not stick with that too. I'm glad I redesigned him.
There you go. I'm going to pose the same question to Timothy. Hey, Timothy, if there's anything you wouldn't want to fight in the world, what is it?
Don't answer, Timothy. Don't answer. What we don't answer. Okay, yeah, you can answer, Timothy. You should answer, Timothy.
Giant spider? Oh, I don't even have to add that into the game. That's already there.
How about a giant Spider-Man?
Giant man spider?
He says he used to have horrible nightmares with that. Well, you're about to get some more.
It's probably because he watched the movie 8-Legged Freaks.
I watched it. Didn't do nothing to me. He will watch Arachnoid. Arachnid?
Oh wait, no, sorry, my nightmares weren't about the giant spiders. It was having to watch that movie over and over again.
Yours or Timothy's?
Oh, mine.
Oh.
That movie was pretty bad.
It was a long time ago. Says Timothy. What, that you're afraid? Oh, that you had nightmares about those. Yeah, well, the nightmares are coming back. No. wasn't it based on a B movie to begin with? Metal.
Eight-Legged Freaks? Yeah. But it wasn't a complete remake, but it was kind of like, I guess you call it like a soft remake, a ripoff of another movie that already existed. Oh no, I need to mute Discord.
Why?
How do I mute? Because my brother's going on a rant, and if I don't have Discord pulled open, it's just gonna keep going boop 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 in my ear.
Oh, that could be a bit annoying.
Yeah. Because he doesn't know how to type full paragraphs. He only ever like enters one sentence at a time and hit enter.
Oh, lovely.
Yep, and he's still going.
Poor you, I think. Hey, Timothy.
Hey, what's up? How do I sound?
Really loud.
Yeah.
Good.
Good.
Yeah, I thought it'd be better for me to be in here instead of typing, moving in chat typing.
Oh, I'm gonna have to turn my volume down.
Yeah.
It's like insufferably loud.
Oh, it's either you can't hear me or I'm insufferably loud. There's no winning with you people.
No, it's not my fault you don't know how to balance your volume.
I guess not.
Yeah. Is there any way to balance his mic?
Probably turn on the volume, maybe? Right. Okay.
Did I feel?
Yeah, like whatever your volume or gain is at, drop it by like a decibel or two. Or if it's only percent, by like 12%.
Okay. That's weird. How'd you get in here, Timothy? I didn't give you the link. Or is it somebody else give you the link?
He was giving me the link several times, Rick.
Oh well, I thought it changed it every time.
I don't know. I obviously it doesn't.
Yeah. Okay. I got no problem with you being here. It's just it's like
He's confused.
yeah. So let's get my picture back so I can see. So how are you doing today, Timothy?
I'm doing alright. I worked today and then I came home and tried to see if I could get more people to sign up on my pre-launch. And then I worked on those cards a little bit more.
Well, that's good. Well, if you watched High Noon, you notice I worked on yours a bit, or for the show.
Yeah, I don't know where to go to turn down the volume on my
You're not seeming too bad now. Maybe you
He's
just
not
gotta.
projecting now. That's
Yeah.
the big difference.
Yeah, I am kind of a little bit away from my laptop.
Yeah,
Well, if you stay at that volume right there, and that distance from your laptop,
we should be good.
yeah, when you first
So-
came in, though, it was like you were yelling in my ears.
Shoot. So where'd you get this idea for the new look for Frogger?
I think I had drawn something a long time. Well, I've had this new look for quite some time, but I had
Or was it
drawn.
like a
Let's see.
was it like out of an Archie Archie Ninja Turtles comic, or
No, I don't know exactly. I can just tell you this. At some point, I drew this. I'll show you. Let me go over here. At some point, I drew this drawing. I don't know where or when, and it wasn't for. And it wasn't.
so this is a Canadian Shield villain. Why does this frog have a tail?
Well, like I said, when I drew this originally, it wasn't supposed to be Frogger, but I didn't know who it was. I was just drawing for the sake of drawing.
So this is a Canadian Shield villain.
Well, he's gonna face the Canadian Shield the first time you see him. I'm not sure whether he's always gonna face the Canadian Shield. He's probably gonna be fairly mobile, the villain, so he could, face anybody.
So he lives in the sewer.
No, he doesn't live in the sewer.
So he's not like his version of the lizard,
No,
right?
no. But yeah, so I had my one look that you saw there. I ultimately, eventually said, okay, I don't really like this look for Frogger. It's too really cheesy. And
Too lizardy.
oh no, not this one. This one.
Oh, the one that looks like a live-action role-playing nerd.
Yeah.
Like he might get beat up in the parking lot of a 7-Eleven.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, so I was looking through my stuff, to see whether I had any stuff that might go good for Frogger, and I came across this, and started,
Oh. So apparently the baby Yoda in the Mandalorian likes to eat frogs.
yeah, I think she was Salamandoid. Can't say he likes to eat frogs or salamanders. He just certainly likes to eat eggs. The eggs.
Oh yeah, the baby was obsessed with those eggs. It was like crack to him.
Yeah, I thought one was like force sensitive, like him. He was sort of communicating with it, and then you see him eating them.
You gotta think. What did he live off of in his swamp?
And everybody, sorry for spoilers. If you haven't watched The Mandalorian, episode 2.
Oh shoot! Never mind. Let's move on to another topic. back to Friday. My fault.
Hey, I'm just. It's a little bit late of a warning, but Hey.
Oh, these people have short attention spans. They'll forget.
Yeah, well, I think Metal's not interested in it, so he's not even going to be watching it.
Spoilers don't matter to me at all when it comes to that show.
Some people like it, some people hate it. I watched the first season on a torrent site, so I'm still not giving Disney my money, but I saw
it.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I have a strong yet mild opinion on it.
I just like the whole gunslinger aspect of it, really.
Well, the show is very well made, right? It's a good show. My problem is just the fact that it has so much post-Lucas Star Wars lore BS wrapped into it that I just can't enjoy it.
Well, unfortunately, the thing is, when you're making a show and it's supposed to be after, say, Return of the Jedi, you're going to have some of that in, unfortunately, now.
You'd have it even if it was somewhere in between the things, They just have control of the lore now.
Yeah. Well,
I just think it's fair to... Hopefully they don't start referencing that crappy sequel trilogy.
Unfortunately, well, they can't reference it completely. They might reference a couple small things here or there, like the Jedi or whatever, something going on with the Jedi. Because ultimately, who are the baby Yoda's people? Is it the Jedi because they're force sensitive, or is it whatever race he is? You can go both ways.
Right.
Well, let's hope he doesn't go both ways. We get enough of that in fiction now.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, they haven't. They're pretty good at not letting people get the second season on torrent sites. The first season was like, they got it within like 3 hours of its premiere.
Oh, I get it. I get it on the Friday.
But people would record it and then put it on a torrent site.
Yeah.
They did that within 3 hours. This one I can't find hide nor hair of the second season.
Oh well, I'll direct.
Probably give it a year.
Later, I will give you a couple places you might be able to find it because I'm watching it on the Friday, usually at 6 o'clock on my 6 my time, so 5 your time. On my channel.
Rick will help you chart these waters.
If you want.
Yeah.
Or you can, just, like I said, I'm watching it live on my Discord on Fridays. I'm going to try and do do it at about 6 each Friday.
6 each Friday.
6
I can make it because I'm...
Yeah, and that
which is what Central...
That's 7, or no, that's 5 our time. We're an hour earlier.
Alright, well, I'll still be able to make it.
Heard it?
I said I'll still be able to make it because I'm off at 3.
Yeah.
So what's the backstory of Frogger now? If he was a chef.
Yeah, okay. Let me pull it up. Do I have it on?
So he went from cooking frogs to being one.
Pierre grew up in the city of Paris, where he quickly came to enjoy all his country had to offer in food, and this gave him the desire to become a famous chef one day. So with this,
One day.
he starts to attend and learn all he can about cooking and foods. When
Cooking and foods.
when he is in chef school after high school, he meets a woman of his dreams and they fall in love and get married. But together he has to move to Canada where she is from. Due to all of his training, he easily gets a job at a prestigious restaurant and quickly becomes the head chef. One day,
Okay.
some frog legs are delivered to the restaurant, but it is unknown where they came from, as not to give the customers an inferior product. He makes some of the legs for himself. He eats them, and all seemed good, save for that night. As he lay in bed, he began to transform. Upon waking, he sees his new look, and he knows he can never be normal again. He swears to find out who did this and get his revenge, and for them to turn him back to his original self.
Seems like something's missing from this whole backstory.
Yeah, it's the mysterious thing of where did the frog legs come from? What were they?
Were they smothered in an unknown breed substance? They thought it was probably like mint sauce or something.
Yeah, they probably come from some experimental laboratory. They're meant to go somewhere else, and somehow they get delivered to his restaurant.
Wait,
There's a broken canister and stuff.
alternative origin. I got it for you, right? Alternative origin. He's actually just George Costanza from that one episode of Seinfeld where he had to try to get the Frogger machine across the street. But it's an alternative universe where he died in traffic and was resurrected as Frogger.
Now he must somehow get it. Oh, jeez.
Let's see.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Frogger, as a meta-human, has above average. He has jumping ability, or super jumping ability, or however you want to call it. Above human strength levels, being all of his life, he is trained as a chef and has no fighting abilities or knowledge.
He actually drinks too much soy milk.
No, the chemicals, they weren't turning the frogs gay. They were making them trans.
Oh,
Alex Jones didn't go far enough.
I see. Okay, so he's a French chef that got some legs from some unknown place, frog legs from some unknown place, ate them, and became a frog.
Well, humanoid frog.
Yeah, but as any human's concerned, he's a frog.
Right.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny if it was like a mix up in the mail, like some lab is supposed to get like these mutated, frog legs or something, and they got what he was supposed to get.
Yeah, well, that's sort of what probably happened, or that the frog legs that he got were supposed to go somewhere to get destroyed and somehow got delivered to him. Some USB driver.
And the pipe.
driver mix up
The
the
place that, yeah, and they got normal frog legs. Like, oh shit, I mean, sure, we got normal frog legs. Just say nothing to no one.
Well, maybe they wouldn't know if they were just going to destroy him anyway. They're just like, okay, job's done.
Yeah.
Like in Trading Places with the gorilla people, it's like, hey, wait a minute. This says one gorilla. There's two in here. One gorilla, two gorilla. Who cares? They're both going back to be released in the wild for mating purposes anyway.
One
Just
gorilla.
a guy in a costume.
Yes. I was just surprised they couldn't tell. One gorilla, two gorilla, three gorilla, four.
Huh. So, okay, so Toxicolo appears in issue 2 of Canadian Shield. Is it possible that this character will appear in issue 3 of...
No, he appears in issue 4. Issue 4.
Oh.
If you remember a few weeks ago, I did Absorb.
Oh, so Absorb
Is
is
issue...
the character, is the villain in issue 3.
Yeah.
It's just too bad all the events in the Buckler will not affect your series. I'm just saying.
Why?
I'm just saying. I mean, if it happened, but in a different way.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the events in the Buckler Ashcan already happened in a different way in its own world.
Yeah.
Won't have a Canadian Shield versus Buckler ever. It's a shame. It's a waste of a good story. I'm gonna try to make Rick feel bad about it.
Well, you're going to have to try a lot harder than that.
Yeah, a lot harder.
Just like reminding me every time I'm on stage. So how about that Canadian Shield versus Buckler?
But the thing is, the stuff in the Canadian Shield Crossverse doesn't affect stuff that happens in the Bucklerverse either, so.
I know.
Because, you know, he's got the Buckler, it's set like probably 3 or 4 years into when the Canadian Shield first appears, so.
Well, they're just.
So there might even,
They're just.
in the Crossverse, there might actually be a hero in Winnipeg by that time. That's not the Gateway 4.
Gateway 4. Yeah.
Well, not that I'm having the Gateway 4 in mind, but I'm just using that as.
Well, I just thought there's such great contrast. You have I'm assuming the Canadian Shield is like pretty much like a Boy Scout, right?
Yeah.
There's only good things and never does anything bad, and he's always a hero and whatnot.
Yes and no. I'm not sure how exactly, especially by that time. Yeah, is he gonna? He's always gonna be trying to do the right thing. Will he succeed?
Yeah, well, that's not the point. The point is there was such a good contrast between the two characters.
Well,
Right, Metal?
I don't know.
Metal's trying to stay out of this.
I'm also barely paying attention. Like I'm tuning in, but I'm also like focusing on a couple different things at the same time.
Yeah, I understand. Heck, you're trying to get ready for the weeks to come to make our
Yeah,
lives.
and I thought that this was going to be the week that I got to not work on this very much. Like I was going to maybe make an additional map and I'd be fine.
And then one part
then we make him mess him up by doing a hunt, and he doesn't know whether we're gonna do another hunt.
Yeah, but like, okay, maybe I just need to do a few tokens because they'll want to start doing the hunts next time. No, you guys already started a hunt now.
yeah. But keep in mind, I kept telling people that was Rick's idea.
Hey,
So I was counting on the fact that maybe because you guys could not know what the levels of the hunts were, that even if it was the first hunt, you might think it might be too high level for you guys.
well, then again, we could have went to her, and she could have said what it was, and then we could have said, okay, no, I just asked everybody, what do you want to do? Hey, Lorenzo.
Yeah, and realistically, that would have been a lot harder if I actually put it in the sewers where it was supposed to be. But I did not have a sewer map ready yet.
Oh.
Well, yeah, I probably wouldn't have been able to jump,
No, the ceilings would have been too low.
But my bird could have attacked like it did. Marsupial wouldn't have been able to... Well, he could have shot his arrows, but it would have been harder.
He would have to shoot at the disadvantage of possibly hitting one of you guys if he botched it.
Yeah.
That was still fun, though.
I think we still would have passed because my bird took the wolf down fairly fast.
We also would have been bottlenecked, so your bird getting there, where you can't even guarantee that would have happened.
Yeah, true.
And without all of you hitting it at once, that Great Imp was level 5.
Yeah. And I think my jump did a big... Took out, but I think it got hit twice before I hit it with my jump. So.
Like I said, the other thing I successfully did in that whole campaign was stab the thing with my dagger.
So how are you
my
tonight?
main plan was I thought you guys were going to A, bit more, and B, I thought you were just going to go out into the field and try to like do some random encounters.
How wrong you were, sir. How wrong you were.
It's because Dillard wasn't there.
But then again, we could have split up and did stuff too. Yeah, and I guess I forgot about just grinding too,
The main thing that you wanted to do before going into the game.
Well, no, I wanted to get my shield. I wanted to get my gauntlets. So.
I'm the only one that didn't spend any money.
Yeah, but with mine, at least I got upgraded for my armor and all that. Or possible armor.
Yeah. Yeah, but I also got more money.
Yeah, but then again, I have less money to begin with, so.
Yeah, kill sync. Terrible.
But I just make it. Although I can. Is my shield up automatically in battle, or do I have to put it up? Metal?
No, your shield is up automatically. I believe it only actually counts as defense in this game. I don't think it actually has the shield mechanics that Final Fantasy typically has. And that's because it would be too hard to calculate, like figuring out when you're supposed to have your shield active.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I'm wondering, whether I have to say that, put my shield up to block or something like that.
Nope, it's just add defense. So it counts towards your armor like everything else.
Just coming in to say hi because my computer is.
Okay. My mom was saying hi, everybody.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
And she didn't hear you guys because I got earphones in.
Oh.
Then again, maybe she'll hear you somehow
In a
else.
second or two.
Yeah. Maybe she'll actually.
So High Noon, there wasn't very many people that showed up at your show.
No.
A little unusual since there's a bunch of people that usually show up.
Yeah. Unfortunately, sometimes it's like that.
I hardly
Never.
ever show up, but that's because I'm still asleep at that time.
Well, I'm usually at work, so. I usually check it out to see if Dylan came on and gave Rick a hard time. It was not.
Oh yeah, and speaking of John, I meant to do this earlier. The buckler is at $2,347 with 40 backers.
Good job.
It's only got 40 backers.
Yeah, at the moment. 3 of which are the digital, so.
Well, I'm just saying that means there have already been some refunded people. And that's because when I backed earlier, it said I was number 45.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, sometimes they skip numbers for some reason.
Well, somebody could have also refunded and got a higher tier or something like that, too. That happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Or maybe somebody was checking it out just to look at it and they accidentally got something.
Like I know for mine. Not sure anything. No, I'm not. Like I know for mine, for backers. Here, let me see it. Like I have 104 and then it skips to 106 for contribution. Or I have 101 and then it skips to 103. Like I have no contribution number 1 for mine. I got 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. But my point is, for some reason or another, sometimes there's a skip number or a couple numbers that are skipped. I don't know what reason. Maybe somebody goes to do it and they don't, and like you said, sometimes somebody refunds and then gets a bit bigger tier or whatever, or a different tier or whatever. So thus they get a new backer number.
Things happen.
Yeah, it could be a lot of different things, stuff we know and stuff we don't know.
Either way, he's doing very well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's doing fine.
Yeah.
That was also my subtle way of saying, "Hey, I backed it."
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully in the next couple days I'm gonna back at least. Well, I'm gonna back the digital tier. Maybe in January if I think I have the money, I might back the $60 tier. Or well, it's not $60, but that's what it cost me. I'm sure I just had it up and I should have done that. I should have seen how much it was going to cost me in Canadian funds. Okay, how do I get it to go to Canadian funds?
Lorenzo asked which book we're talking about. The Buckler by John Dillard.
Yeah, he went live on Friday.
Wasn't it Friday?
Yeah, here's a link if you haven't checked it out yet, Lorenzo. See whether I bring it up in another thing. Paste. Enter whether I need it Canadian funds. Okay. Okay, yeah, it's saying estimated $13 Canadian.
You know what the problem is? Most markets are speculative. So even just getting Trudeau out of office would probably raise the worth of the Canadian dollar by a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it was doing better when Harper was in thing. I think we were around 10 cents on the dollar. Rick, why isn't Dillard giving you a free book? Isn't it based off the Canadian Shield? Well, sort of, yes, but at the same time, I didn't do anything on the project, so, I don't necessarily deserve a free book.
Oh, see, this is why I got that taken care of on my site. If you actually read through my Dojinshi program, for my ability to rate it and see if it is within the, I guess you would consider like the MPAA or ESRB style rating, for me to list it on my site, they have to send me a copy.
Yeah,
that's readable of the thing.
Yeah, but they only necessarily have to send you a digital copy. They don't have to send you a physical copy at that point.
That's still a free copy.
Yeah.
So if somebody sends you a free copy, you read it?
Like,
well, if it's a free from my story, it's, you know what a doujinshi is, right?
I have no idea what that is.
Okay, dojinshi is Japanese for fan work. That's what it means. And dojins are made all the time. And it's basically a way of making a fan fiction of the story, right? And you don't have to get permission to do it. You can sell it at conventions and stuff as long as you're an individual. But so I have a policy for that on my site that people can do that with my stuff if they enjoy it, no problem. And if it fits the rating system that I have, I'll even list it on its own page that shows where you can find all of these dojins and stuff if that ever actually comes up. But for me to rate it, that means they have to send me a copy, either physical or digital, that I can read.
Well, Lorenzo, the Canadian Shield's not in this book that we're dealing with, that he's doing right now. And yes, the buckler is Canadian Shield inspired per se, but the buckler is his own distinct character separate from the Shield.
Affiliated.
Yeah, and I have said over and again that it's not, canonical for, cross comics. So it almost go like with what, the Metal was just describing.
So it's not the same Canadian. It's like an alternate version of the Canadian Shield, right?
Yeah, well, his looks, the one that appeared in the Buckler Ashcan looks basically like mine. Except he has a little bit different attitudes.
Is it like more holier than thou kind of attitude or something?
Well, in Dillard's almost, yeah.
So basically how John views your character, right? Is how he made the Canadian Shield.
Well, how he made him, yeah. In the Buckler Ashcan. It's not like he's using the cross-verse at this point really to do anything with his character. He's still got totally separate stuff. And at the same time, he did, although I would have sent him, a book anyways for sure, and some Ashcans and all that for what he did on the Canadian Shield as well. He did buy my book too, so. So, you want to I want to try and support it. He's a friend and all that. I hope that answers a bit of your questions, Lorenzo. And although I don't have that Doshin thing up on my page, I should put it up. So in his version, the Canadian so is his version of the Canadian Shield in the book he currently has on Indiegogo? I believe not. I don't believe so. He was possibly going to put it in, but he ended up not doing so. So
you're looking at how far are you on your second issue of the Canadian Shield?
unfortunately, the guy's been a little bit slower than I'd like, but then again, at the same time, as much as that is a concern, it's also maybe good because it gives me more time to save up the money to pay him. Because he said pay him when he's done, so and I've got.
Well, I mean, like progress-wise, you're like what, 3-4 pages in?
Yeah, well, he's in the middle of doing page 3 last time I knew. So he's got stuff all. I think he's got a bunch of thumbnails made up for the whole thing. I haven't seen them all.
I see. So it'll probably be a while before we get another Canadian Shield, right?
Yeah, hopefully sometime next year. I was hoping to do a campaign in January. I might still, but I might still, but it might be the coloring book. I think that's what I might do in January. Oh,
You're doing a cross comics coloring book.
yeah. I was wanting to do that right now, but I think I'm gonna wait, till after John's campaign and all that. I don't want to really, I know it's something completely different, and all that.
But potentially step on his toes.
Yeah.
He says, I see now if he bought your book, I understand you buying his. The thing is, too, is like he didn't even just buy your book. John also worked on your book, too, and he still bought it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. With him working on it, I was going to give him, a copy free and, probably, as many of the bucklers that I gave to him as I did, the ash cans, So, like I said.
Last year when I finished my project, I'd send him a free copy.
Pardon?
Because he was the first person to actually back my original campaign.
Yeah.
So he gave me a shot before anybody else. So I feel like I owe him.
When are you planning on going live with your campaign again?
Me?
Or do you know?
I'm thinking of the end of December, maybe, if everything is ready to go.
So January.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But I won't launch it unless I know everything's
Yeah. Well, that's
completely ready. Even if I launch it, I probably will only tell a few people at first, so they can go through it and kind of say, okay,
No. That make sure you're ready then, because you want to.
Well, it's like John said, you can never be too ready.
Yeah, but my point is when you go and do it, I know you don't have a big channel here on YouTube. I'm not sure how much you do. But, I'm willing to, do a launch party for you. You want to make a big splash or try and do a big splash, getting everybody on board with the project. You want to build up this team right as much as you can right from the beginning.
I see. Damn.
I'm not sure whether Meadow would agree with me on that.
Well, at least understand my reasoning.
I just walked off to use the restroom.
Oh, I was just saying that when he he was talking about not telling a lot of people at first when he does, launches his campaign. And I'm saying he wants to do the opposite. He wants to make a big splash, let as many people know as possible, because the more you get things done faster, and this is something I learned in a sense, get funded, Indiegogo will, start featuring you or whatever a little bit, depending on, or a little bit longer or whatever. They feature you.
Well, that's also why Dillard made his goal solo.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got funded within the first day because he hit the 500, so they started featuring it.
Yeah. So, I think I'm going to do that the next time too.
Interesting. I heard about that. They start featuring your. Huh.
But I was a bit stubborn, because I wanted, I wanted the 2000, because I wanted to make sure I was able to print some extra and all that for various
reasons. Because somebody suggested I set my goal at 2000.
Yeah.
Your goal should be what you need.
Yeah.
Honestly, right? Like if you need 2,000, anything less than that won't do. Then make it 2,000.
Yeah.
If you need less and can fulfill on less, then you should probably do less. Just because you're more guaranteed to fulfill, and that looks better on the campaign in general, and you as a creator. And then you want to make a profit and you want to be good, you just make it your job and continue campaigning after you meet your goal and make it really high because people want people to be successful.
Right.
Yeah.
Before success comes, you need that minimum success, that on or off of, did you meet the necessary threshold? Did you fulfill? Yes. Okay, now go into full throttle.
Mm.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm more than willing to, like I was saying, he doesn't have a big channel here on YouTube. That's something he can start to make because you want people to know where you are. Maybe try to do some content that way too. But I'm more than willing to host you for a launch party myself.
Well, you just need a presence. It doesn't have to be on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
YouTube's a successful place it can be, but you need a social media presence where people can.
Well, I'm always on Twitter and Facebook
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you posting a lot?
every day.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Heck, some of the interviews I get on YouTube are because I posted on Twitter.
Oh, that's good. My mom says, "Hi there, finally got my computer working again."
Oh, good.
You sound disappointed.
Do I sound disappointed?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm indifferent.
So am I.
Is that the right word I'm looking for? It's like if I walked up to a random stranger and said, "Hey, my computer works again."
Oh, she's just saying that so she can chat in the chat.
Oh.
She probably just
And she
had
can
to
hear us.
reset. Yeah. Well, she
She
can
probably
hear.
heard us before. She was on the TV, right?
Well, I'm not sure whether she got the TV on my channel. Sometimes she watches something else on the TV and, does the whole thing on the computer. Listens in or just types in the computer, not knowing what's going on. Then again, that computer is really laggy, so she's usually like 2 or 3 minutes behind her more. Like, I get off and I've been in here like 2 or 3 minutes, and then I go out there and she's still listening. I'm like, Mom, I ended like 5 minutes ago. How are you still listening to me?
Always listening.
That's how far behind it is, yeah.
I think we need to reformat it and get everything out of it or whatever. Do something to it to make it.
Do something to what?
Oh, her computer in the living room. Need to do something to it so it's not so laggy, so it takes the internet better. I don't know what offhand, but then again, it might be because I have the router in my room.
Yeah, probably.
So that probably affects it a little bit. And that's because, I'm in here doing this. I brought it in here like over a year ago just because I needed this little bit more stableness to my net.
Okay, so that's not working. What the?
And
Changes.
and you have all the emails from your previous campaign, right?
From my previous campaign,
Yeah.
was I supposed to keep those? I refunded everybody.
Yeah, you keep them. That way, when you start your new campaign, you can email them.
You can alert them like a mailing list.
I have a copy of some of them.
Yeah, well, you can still go into that campaign and get them, but you know, I'm just saying it would be good to make like go on to your whoever you do your email through and create a folder or whatever contact list for Indiegogo
I
stuff.
see.
Okay, my mom copied the first line. First line. Oh, the description. I don't know why.
She's just doing her thing.
Yeah.
Don't judge.
That's Mel's job. Right? Or am I wrong? I'm probably wrong.
Could be. I have many jobs.
Oh wow, so I still have to add on stuff even though.
No one puts the link to thing in. We don't got many people here tonight either.
Yeah, it's a pretty quiet night.
Yeah. So I did put. Oh yeah, I was saying earlier. I put my second episode to Final Fantasy, playing it #1 up on my Pied Piper
I haven't
channel,
caught it yet.
and hopefully in the next couple days I'll put up episode 3. And I started changing things over there, and I gotta probably change things over here. Instead of the entertainment section, put it in the gaming section. Even did that for us playing Final Fantasy, the RPG. Hopefully get some more notice.
Hopefully. Definitely need to work on those audio things because I invited some people and I saw the numbers were okay at first and then they dropped a little bit.
Yeah. Well, Discord might be better, as we know we can. Well, but it's question. John, was it John that was opposed to
Yeah,
Discord?
John was the one who was opposed to it.
So, any contact from Alric?
Nope, none from Elric.
From Flit?
Oh, see, you said the magic word right there. That's one of the things I'm doing right now.
What, contacting Flit? Or making
No,
his...
That's supposed to be a frog, isn't it?
Pre-making his character.
Well, frog-ish.
Frogish. Okay. So it kind of looks like a frog, but kind of doesn't. Okay.
You know, like I said, I had the tail at one point on him because I was thinking that the tadpole part of a frog, you know, some sort of thing, but I think I like it without the tail. Well, sometimes I like them with the tail, sometimes I don't. But in this whole drawing, I like them without the tail. I know the last time I did them, I didn't really like it without the tail part. I just don't know where he gets the armor. The gloves, all that. Yeah. The shorts, you know, it's like, okay, yeah.
No, I was just looking at something as an example. Because a certain person told me that I should not discount digital copies.
Oh
What
no.
do you mean by dis?
Just not do them. He said, don't do that. You're just walking away from money.
No, I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was just looking how some people put that on there.
Yeah, usually between $5 and $10 for the digital, depending on the size.
I was thinking going 5.
No.
Oh, is your book a floppy?
Yeah, but
How
if I
many?
do
How many pages interior?
26. 26
Yeah, then probably
It's
5.
basically a floppy. Yeah, 5 is appropriate for that.
for a digital copy. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it would be right and buy perfect.
Yeah. Well, no, there's gonna be floppy, but there's also going to be.
Talking about like if because Marvel tries to sell their digitals at that price or normal prices, already paid for. Like you paid your artist and everything. I'm not going to pay that much for a digital copy.
Yeah.
That's how much
Well,
I pay for your normal book.
yeah, you know, paying the same amount for a digital copy as that you're paying for, you know, a physical book is just ridiculous.
Yeah. You know, somebody's making a product and you're helping fund it for digital.
Well, not everybody wants a physical copy.
Yeah. Well, sometimes they can't afford it, and especially with, you know, what you
And if people are not sure, they're more willing to get a digital copy than a physical copy.
Yeah. Also, it's like, say me, you know, I'm in Canada, the exchange rate puts it up to more than $30, you know, for me. Or
Right.
$5. And then if there's shipping on top of that, again, it puts it up even more. You know, and again, you're putting that in American funds, so it puts it up even. You know, if you put $10 shipping, it's not $10 shipping for me. It's 13 approximately. You know, at the moment. You know,
you guys get screwed on shipping.
Yeah. And you know, like you take Australia, it's even worse for them. You know, because you know, it takes more to make $1 for them than probably about one of the only places. Probably about one of the only places to do better for ship or money is like the UK is because it takes like $2 or $1.50 or something like that US to make £1, I think it would be over there. Or
Oh, yeah.
so they only have to something that's like $5. It only costs them like $3.50 or something like that. Or £3.
$3.77 for a pound sterling. For $5.
Yeah. I was close.
Yeah.
So you're sure shipping and handling for Canada is like $5.
Well, I know I've
Or is it
got.
higher?
Well, I know I have had stuff sent to me for under $5, but again, as other people were saying, you've also got to include your mailer in that price.
Right.
Your bag, your board. Unless
Right.
you're including the bag and the board in the comic book, if you're putting any sort of protection in the mailer for protection, like me, I put some foam board in to protect the comic because I was using bubble mailers,
Right.
not rigid. You've got to account for that cost, so in that, because that's part of the shipping cost.
Right. Okay, I get what you're saying. Excellent. There you go.
Yeah, and like I said, and that's just a comic book, maybe with a couple of trading cards in it. Like I said, Tribulation, the guy that did Tribulation Task Force, Gruck Comics. I think it said like $370 something Canadian when he sent his to me for just the comic, and there was a whole bunch of with trading cards in it, but that was in a rigid mailer, so that's the mailers are different weights too, so that makes a difference too. Whatever mailer you're getting.
I see.
So, I'd probably say, as much as I hate to say it, if with just the plain comic, you'd want to probably go $7-8 US, maybe 10.
So it'd be higher than $5.
Yeah. Like I said, including that stuff, and and
Because I kept getting like for U.S. Shipping, somebody would say 6, somebody would say something else,
yeah,
and so I said, what the heck with it? I'm gonna just put 10.
yeah. Well, then if you're putting 10 for the U.S. to deliver to somebody, then you've got to put that for Canada at least.
Oh, okay. So 10 for Canada also.
Yeah, at least. If you want to go a couple bucks higher, maybe go buy yourself a single rigid mailer, or if you figure out what type of mailer you want to use.
Okay, so it all comes down to the packaging material too.
Yeah, because that gets weighed, right?
Right.
So, and then you take a comic that you have that's bagged and boarded. It should be about the right thing. Put it in the mailer, and grab a few addresses from people that in the States and or that you can, and say, if I was to send this to this, go down to the post office and say, if I was to send this to this address, how much would it cost me?
Basically, kind of weigh something you already have. That's it.
Yeah, that way you have a rough estimate, because the more it gets weighed, the more weight to it, it could potentially go higher.
I see.
So you want to make sure you have roughly what you're going to have in there,
Yeah. Okay.
That would be my best advice. I had done some shipping, so through my artwork and all that, people bought and all that, so I had a rough idea what prices were. I'll admit that my shipping was I maxed it at $500 for what I was doing, but it came out like $100 extra, and that's not even purchasing all the crap to mail it in. That's just for the sending it off. The mail thing. Post office. Cost me like $600.
Okay, cool. I
Well-
just basically got confirmation on how a character is going to be
Well, for who?
for Flit.
Oh, cool.
So Flip's joining us
So,
this week.
As far as I know, yes.
Okay. Are you able to the group?
Probably, but he doesn't use Twitter anymore, so.
Oh, okay. He's still on Discord, right?
He is in Discord, yes. That's how we're communicating.
Is he in my Discord?
No, I don't believe he was ever in your Discord.
Okay.
He is still in the core Discord, though.
Yeah. I was just thinking I might be able to. I do have them, so.
not a lively chat recently, Rick.
Pardon?
I said not a lively chat, not a lively bunch in the chat, like you usually have.
Yeah. Well, there's 6
Nope.
people watching at the moment. We were up to 8 at one point.
And Rick has
But-
learned not to berate his chat or his viewers into chatting.
Well, that was half the fun, wasn't it? You seeing Bullet talk a bunch of, or Mallet, or
Yeah.
The last thing you want to do if you're just a viewer who doesn't interact is to hear someone be like, hey, there's this many people watching, but nobody's chatting. It's a good way to get them to leave.
oh. Whatever you do, people watching, don't chat. Don't ever chat. We're trying to go reverse psychology. Don't you
Yeah.
dare start saying stuff.
Yeah, well, that might not help either.
Damn it.
They might get
Well, I can't
wise.
help. I can't help you, Rick.
Yeah, I know. I know it can be a bit disconcerting at times, people not chatting or whatever. And trust me, I know, we probably all know, especially us that have had YouTube channels for a while. And especially do live stuff. But hey, just gotta deal, I guess, for lack of a better way of saying it.
It all went downhill after you started taking wrenches.
No, so there's a balance you have to have as a creator. I can tell you this as somebody who's been doing live streaming for a long time too. You have to make your content as if you're not going to get interaction. Still pay attention to the chat, but you have to be able to entertain as if nobody's going to interact with you.
Yeah. And I know that's a hard spot for me because unless I have something to talk about, I don't usually talk. I gotta come up.
Well, it wouldn't be a Rick Piper show without any dead air.
Could be though. Things can evolve over time.
Yeah. And I've got. Well, I guess I've got to come up with stuff that I can talk about, like without anybody around. Just talk to myself. Oh,
Yes.
which reminds me. Did anybody see the trailers for? I've been meaning to bring this up for about a week. The trailers for they call it a reboot for Saved by the Bell.
Oh, I saw that nonsense. Yeah.
Oh, you mean the show you turned off because it wasn't as interesting as watching cartoons?
Saved by the Bell. I'm definitely not going to like this reboot from what I saw, but I liked Saved by the Bell.
Yeah. It looked pretty good to me with a couple trailers I saw. Because it's
It was usually on
It-
Sundays, and there was barely any cartoons as a kid, so you'd watch it, and you know, I don't want to watch this, and you turn it off and go do something else.
it seemed to have all the original cast in it, or most of them.
Is it going to have Screech?
I didn't see Screech. I don't think in the preview, but I've seen Zach. I've seen Slater. I've seen Slater's girlfriend.
You seem to be a pretty big fan of Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, I've got all.
Well, you know, Zach had superpowers.
Yeah,
Zach has superpowers.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
could stop time. And it wasn't just for narration. He's actually changed things in the event of the show before when he stopped time. So he literally could just time out.
yeah. He broke the fourth wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have all the seasons of Saved by the Bell. Well, not the college years or the next class. What was that, Metal? Didn't quite hear that.
This is actually a show.
Yeah. So, I don't know whether Kelly's going to be in it, Kelly Kapowski.
This is a lot to process. You're a big Saved by the Bell fan.
I wouldn't say I'm a big Saved by the Bell fan.
You have all the seasons on DVD.
Yeah, well, I got them cheap.
Enough said.
And like I said, I don't have the college. I don't have the college years, and I do not have the new class where Screech was teaching.
Wow, Rick. I'm kidding. You like what you like. I mean, at least it's not like some dry British mystery show. Everybody in my family, my family here, they watch like, was it BritBox? It's a streaming service, and they show like all the British programming, and they like to watch British mysteries, and it's boring as hell.
I'm sure some can be, but a lot of mystery shows in general are pretty boring. So I would
I don't know
expect
if
it to also be pretty boring.
it's almost unbearably boring.
British comedies, though.
Yes, especially like I love watching Red Dwarf or Blackadder.
You ever watch the shortly run show Bruiser?
No, I haven't. Have you seen a show called Faulty Towers?
Yeah.
Great show. That poor waiter.
I've seen a couple episodes of Faulty Towers. Or I think I have. I know I've heard of it.
Yeah, it only had like what, 2 seasons?
I'm trying to remember. I think that sounds about right.
That's a shame because it was a funny show.
Yeah. There's a lot of funny British comedies, but there's this really high tendency for shows that are good to get canceled.
Oh yeah.
Main reason being that they aren't pulling in the numbers they used to, even if it's really close, and a new show comes with a better deal. Like, you could just drop off 5% of your audience, and if a show comes in with a better deal, they'll just replace you.
Or it's I know for like that cartoon show, The Critic, it was deemed too smart for television, so it didn't last, even though it's well loved. by a small audience.
One of my favorite cartoons, American cartoon, got canceled after a single season, and it is secretly genius, and most people didn't understand it. It's called
What was it?
City.
What?
It's called
Was
Sheep
that-
in the City.
Sheep in the City. There was a cartoon that was created by the same people who did Archer called Chosen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought it was funny, but it only lasted one season.
I definitely like Archer more than their other big show that spawned it, Frisky Dingo.
Yeah, I didn't quite understand that one.
Like, it was funny at times. Like, I got it, but it just wasn't consistently
I
funny.
did. I did like the character Murderface. Was it Murderface? That weird looking guy.
Killface. Yeah.
Killface. Not a very creative name, but still.
He was kind of like the main character of the show. Him and that secret agent who actually kind of looked like Archer, and you could tell was kind of the predecessor to Archer as a character.
What'd you think of Bob's Burgers?
It's okay.
Yeah. Now, what about Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, or I kind of like the original run of Adult Swim.
Yeah.
This new stuff is
I could watch that like all the time.
yeah, especially the Jetsons one or the Secret Squirrel episode.
I think my favorite one is the Johnny Quest episode where they were trying to like
Insinuate
custody of the kids.
they insinuated that they were gay.
Yeah, that was a funny episode.
Or the Jetsons one where they had to walk from the entranceway of the office all the way to his desk, and it took like all night.
Yeah. So thankfully, you guys are actually going to have a healer on your team.
Okay. So everybody make friends with the healer. And convince the healer to only heal you and nobody else.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Probably not.
Because we're end up going to need everybody on the team eventually.
Yeah. Do you think Dillard's going to be on the team this weekend, or is he going to be doing something else?
It's probably hard to say at the moment. It depends on whether he ends up being able to go on a show to promote the Buckler.
Right. Right.
I think that's probably where he was last weekend, or something to do with family or whatever.
I don't know.
Neither
Last
do
weekend, yeah, it's because he had spent all night and then the morning too on his show and different shows promoting, so he spent like no time with his family and with the kid. So he literally could not go out to his studio to play.
Oh, right. That one interview. Yeah, I explained it.
Yeah.
Though, I mean, technically, you could play this from your phone. I don't know how well his phone is, like how powerful it is, though. But if you're a few generations behind, you may not be able to play and be able to talk at the same time.
Yeah. don't think that. Well, that might be good for right there.
So is that absorb?
Yeah. Although this isn't probably this is what his costume's going to look like eventually. He doesn't actually have his costume in the first issue because you're meeting him basically as he becomes a villain. What causes him to become a villain?
I see.
Although I'm thinking he's going to have something that looks very similar to this, though. Or
So these first issues are to establish the Canadian Shield's rogue gallery, so to
Yeah.
speak.
well, some of them are going to be his rogue gallery. Some of them are, as we know, the Canadian Shield is, on walkabout, as we say, you might say. So, whether these villains he'll end up fighting on a regular basis once he gets to settle down in the Hamilton area, that I don't know yet. I have thought about.
What is this? Was it
What?
Australian now?
No, I'm just using it as a term. Since
Awesome.
since he is walking almost basically from up north, although he does end up getting a companion or a friend, whatever, to travel with him.
I see.
A few issues in.
Well, some people actually weird.
Pardon?
What?
What was that, Metal?
Picking up. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Oh, okay. I think I was having connection issues for a bit.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, what I was saying is, unlike some people, Flit actually started reading the rules before contacting me.
Oh, are you talking about me?
Stop.
Most of the crew.
Yeah.
I think he's talking about everybody. Because I
I'm
know
better from doing, not reading.
well,
Sounds wrong.
I did do a little. It was a bit of reading for me, so. Well, I did it as we were doing it. Checked out things. I think it's just because I wouldn't have known where to start to begin with. Myself.
Yeah, I don't think he would know where to start either. He even said that, but he's been reading anyway.
So the order. Who was the villain in the first Canadian Shield?
Well, in the first issue, there wasn't a villain.
Oh, so it's just about his origin.
Yeah.
It's honestly a fairly questionable decision, but We'll see.
No, not really.
It's different for
Sometimes you're just introducing the character at first, and then the second issue would be
yeah.
the villain comes in.
It's different for everybody. Some people like the origin story right off. Some people don't, or some people it's questionable which way. And probably with me because of just basically a lot of walking, not a lot of action in it. Some people
Yeah.
question it, and
Yeah.
hey, everybody has a right to their opinion on it. It's just basically as soon as I start, second issue better have some action, and I'd say it does.
So you got bored of working on Frogger, huh?
Well, I drew them all up. There wasn't much more to do. I think I was beginning to over render them.
This is the typical schedule for Rick. He will draw the character until it gets to the point that he doesn't do anything traditional anymore, and then instead of wasting time scanning it, he just jumps over and starts coloring something else that he already finished drawing.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay, this is a normal thing then.
Yes, this is how it goes.
Yeah, well, tomorrow night, hopefully I'm going to be able to color. I'm going to make a program about coloring this whole thing. And hopefully, and not get stopped halfway through it or whatever.
Character showcase, subject Frogger and or some other character.
Well, it's showcased him. He was, for the first, hour and 45 minutes or hour and a half, something like that.
Not bad. Kind of makes me just want to sing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Heroes in a half shell. Turtle Power. Watch a robot carefully paint a masterpiece in real time. Huh.
Okay. A little too silent. Focusing on things. It's not a good thing.
Yeah.
Rick, are you aware that the only thing showing on your screen right now is your tablet?
Oh no.
Watch as he draws things on a tablet. Really about the lack of anything.
Mom already said bye for now. I looked it over at the time. It's almost time to go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why it went dead. That's what Rick should say at the initial. What about the sound of the awkward silence that means it's time to wrap it up?
Then that would mean it's time to wrap it up most of the time on the show.
Yeah, we have too many awkward silences on this show.
It's only been on for, he's only been started 5 minutes. Oh, it's awkward silence. It means it's time to go.
Well,
There's some viewers who would agree with that.
heck, there used to be a time when people thought just because I yawned it was time to end the show.
You can easily make people think that your screen froze by not moving.
I need to take care of some more stuff down there later. But right now,
Oh, he's got booster rockets or something.
not exactly. He can emit purple beams that allow out of his feet that propel him upwards.
So, booster rockets.
Yeah, but they're not from the boots. They're because of his powers, a way how he expels his powers, like Superman shooting out laser beams from his eyes, or heat vision.
Like that time where Godzilla just shot a nuclear blast at the ground and propelled himself off.
I guess so. Yeah, something like that.
Didn't they make fun of that on Mystery Science Theater?
Probably everybody's made fun of it.
I think they made fun of one Godzilla movie. So sad to say they won't be able to release that on DVD.
Yeah.
Yeah, copyright thing or something.
Just go back to the old way on the internet. We'll just start burning our own discs and stuff. Like, we'll release things and just burn it. Basically pirate our own stuff.
There we go.
Okay, so
Why not? There's so many ways to get stuff that they can't. Weren't they supposed to try to regulate the internet after last year?
You can't regulate the internet.
I know. It's like, but they were trying. There was something about they had passed something. And everybody was they were ending internet neutrality.
Oh, net neutrality? Yeah, that's a joke.
Yeah, it didn't do anything.
Ultimately, you can regulate the web to a degree, but you can't regulate the internet, and the internet is way bigger than the World Wide Web.
Well, also, the average person only uses 10% of the internet. The rest of the stuff, you don't want to even touch or get involved with.
I've been on the deep web.
Pretty messed up stuff down there.
yeah.
Can be. It depends where you go. There's some nice stuff there too. It's just IPs and stuff. Basically, anything that isn't a www dot.
Well, there was a website called the Silk Road that they shut down like 3 times or something.
Yeah, it's a black market site.
No.
Yeah.
Well, Timothy, anything you would like to promote?
Did you? What did you say?
Anything you would like to promote? Because it's like 12:02
Oh, right.
or 12:02
Go
my time.
to the Melbourne pre-launch on IG on Indiegogo and sign up. And
Uh-huh.
you can find me on Facebook and Twitter.
What? How can they find you on Facebook and Twitter? What's the name?
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Okay. You can find me on Facebook as Max Lee. That's my backup account. I can't get back in the other one. And then, oh, come on. Profile, damn it. Timothy Lee also for Twitter.
Okay. And Metal, you want to promote?
Yeah. You can find me basically everywhere at I'm a Metal. It's with 2 M's at the beginning. And normally I would shill my own stuff, but I think I should shill the Buckler. So if you are listening at this point, you should go and sign on to the Buckler campaign and back the physical book preferably. But if you can only get the digital, that's fine. Any backing help, and let's help make Dillard's book a
Tremendous
vast
success.
success. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I always thought it was a success already.
Oh, but it could be more successful.
Yes, it can.
That is true. That is true.
Well,
Pump
I
those
want.
numbers up. Those are key numbers.
Yeah, I want to thank Timothy and Metal for coming on and sharing this time with me. I want to thank everybody in the chat that came by for sharing this time with me. I hope everyone had a good time. We'll catch you all later. Bye for now. God bless. Have a great and wonderful day.